I started keto before it became super popular, so I didn't really know much about it other than it was for weight loss and you just had to cut out carbs. But there are many surprising things that I didn't realize about a low carb lifestyle that nobody told me. So today I'm going to share 6 things that I wish I knew before going keto. When you first start keto, it's actually really easy for the first few days. You might have come off of a carb binge of all of your favorite junk foods before you started, so your muscles are full of glycogen and you feel really good. And so when you bite into that juicy steak or bunless burger, you're actually quite satisfied. But after those first few days of limiting those carbs under 20, it gets really tough. Sugar cravings come, carb cravings come, your muscles are weak because you're trying to work out and all of your glycogen has been depleted. You get tired and cranky, and you might even get the keto flu because you've depleted your electrolytes too. And this comes because your body doesn't really know what to do with all that fat. It's more used to burning sugar instead of fat for fuel. It's not efficient yet, and it takes time to create those receptors so that you can burn those ketones more effectively. And this takes around 3 to 6 weeks, sometimes longer. It depends on the person. And this is really the hardest part of keto, and where a lot of people can easily fall off or get into this cycle of just yo-yoing, of going on and going off. And that's how they usually end up gaining a bunch of weight too. This part requires discipline and motivation in order to succeed, but after you become fat adapted, it gets a lot easier. You don't have those sugar cravings, you actually feel satisfied, you have a lot more energy, you're not tired or cranky all the time. The majority of people start keto for weight loss, and it can be a very successful method for weight loss. When you start, you can often see a huge decrease in weight, and this is mostly water weight because you're losing inflammation. The keto diet is just naturally an anti-inflammatory diet because you're eating healthy proteins and fats and healthy low-carb vegetables. So you're not eating a ton of inflammatory foods that cause you to swell up. So that first initial weight loss is mostly water weight. It's not really much fat loss. Fat loss actually takes time, but it does get easier, especially the more keto adapted you are. But even when you're fat adapted, it doesn't necessarily mean the weight is just going to come pouring off. There are some people, especially if they're morbidly obese, it seems like they're losing a lot of weight each month, but that's because they have more weight to lose. The closer you are to just like your normal body weight, the harder it is to lose those last 10, 15, 20 pounds. I mean, remember, it took you years to get to this higher weight, so it's going to take years for it to come off too, even when you're on a keto diet. And keto isn't just for weight loss. I didn't realize when I started keto how great I was going to feel. I get so sluggish when I eat too many carbs or the wrong carbs like gluten or wheat-based pastas or rice. Too many carbs just make me tired and unmotivated and no energy. Cutting them out made me feel alive and not weighed down all the time. I don't have trouble thinking. My skin and hair look great. It actually even improved my vision. When I wear contacts, I went to the eye doctor the last time and they had to change the power of my contacts because my vision got better. There are also many other benefits like reversing type 2 diabetes or improving cholesterol and lowering blood pressure. People who don't understand keto think that we're just piling a bunch of bacon, butter, and cheese on everything. I mean, you can do that, they're keto friendly, but the majority of us don't eat a ton of that stuff all the time. A well-formulated keto diet is one where the majority of the foods you eat are proteins like beef, chicken, eggs, and fish, low-carb fruits and vegetables, and healthy fats like avocado, nuts, avocado oil, coconut oil, and butter, of course. But we're also getting our fat source from our meat, so we're not adding a ton of this extra stuff on them. Plus, if your goal is weight loss, you want to use the fat that's on your body as a source of fat rather than drowning everything in cheese and butter and bacon. The longer I've done keto, the more I've realized that you're actually not giving up your favorite foods. There are many ways that you can make keto versions of your comfort food favorites, and that's actually what I do a lot of on this channel. I do a lot of clean recipes too, but they're mostly on my website, KetoFocus.com, or my membership where I give a weekly meal plan. And I'll have where you can get that down below if you're interested. But just because you're keto doesn't mean you have to give up cookies, cakes, ice cream, bread, or even French fries. We have substitutes for all those, and substitutes for certain foods too, like pasta and rice and hamburger buns. And these substitutes have kept many people on track and sticking to their goals because they're satisfied and they can fight off those cravings and desires when they hit. In more recent years, I feel like this is becoming more accepted even within the keto community. It's that keto is a lifestyle and that you can fit it into your life however you want. Keto is not a one-size-fits-all. Sure, you can be super strict and count your carbs and always stay under 20 grams, not have sugar substitutes, stay in ketosis for years or even the rest of your life. But maybe that's not how you want to live your life. Maybe you want to enjoy yourself. Maybe you want... Really, dishwasher? Maybe you want to eat some dirtier keto foods filled with cheese and bacon and cream. Maybe you don't want to track your carbs. Maybe you want to enjoy your vacation and eat the local cuisine and come off keto. It's okay. Of course, you don't want to get into that yo-yo cycle that I mentioned earlier where you're constantly coming on and off keto. But keto doesn't have to be so strict, especially if you're on it for other reasons other than weight loss. And I'm glad that this is becoming more accepted within our keto community instead of insisting that you have to be so strict and be in ketosis for the rest of your life. And there are many other things that you just don't need on a keto diet. And if you want to learn about these things that are just overhyped and not necessary, then click right here.